Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new video. So on today's video, I'm going to be going over two main things. I got a new tool that is meant for the TPMS. Basically, just to sum it up, uh, reprogramming your TPMS sensors and all that, and also my new alignment specs since I went to go get an alignment last week. But first off, we are going to be going over the alignment specs first, just to kind of get out of the way. Nothing too crazy, and also probably compared to my previous alignment specs. But first, let's just check it out. As far as fitment goes, once again, I love how this sits. I mean, let me get it pretty close up here. It's pretty flush, and obviously you can tell there's some negative camber in the front. Let's go to the passenger side. Same thing, pretty flush. Moving over to the rear, let's see how that fitment is. Get a little closer glimpse. Not too bad, it's right there. Once again, there is some negative camber in the rear. Driver's side. So, yeah. Let's take a look at the wheels. That tire defender gap. Can't really. I mean, you can get kind of a finger in there, but you're kind of angling it up. And then, same with the fronts. Fronts are obviously a little bit lower. So this, I can barely even get a finger in there at all. But yeah, let's go over the alignment specs. All right, I got two pieces of paper here from the previous. This is the previous alignment specs. This is the current one now, since installing the new wheels, and I had to do some adjustments with the height. So I went ahead and got another alignment. So close up, let's just compare how I had it before, because I did pull some camber when I went to go install these new wheels. And looking at the camber, front cambers there, I got it pretty close actually. As far as pulling the camber there, I knew it was around -3, but obviously it had some toe. That was probably going to be the issue because my steering wheel was also a little bit to the left. And then those are the rear camber there. It was about -3. Toe obviously was pretty bad. I think since I had lowered the rear end a little bit, that probably messed with the toe a little bit. So nothing we can do with the camber there. As we go on to the aftermath, so this is the after the alignment. They got it pretty close with -3 in the front. Toe was all corrected to 0. Great, that's perfect for me. And then the camber in the rear, um, this kind of bothers me a little bit, but it's not noticeable, and it's probably not gonna do any damage. My toe was corrected, so that's what matters to me. And the only way we can adjust the rear camber is if we had installed some adjustable rear lower control arms, which maybe I'll do that in the future. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty satisfied. Fixed all the issues that I had with the toe, so that's what matters. Looking over to the previous alignment specs. So these alignment specs were when I first installed the coilovers and got it to where I wanted for height. And obviously, I didn't know what I was doing as far as camber, so you got -2 there, 3, kind of all over the place. The toe was pretty bad, obviously. Camber was pretty close on the rear. Toe was a little bit bad, but not too much. And then they did the best they can. Obviously, I didn't like those numbers, but didn't cause me any issues with the previous wheels I had. So in camber, once again, it is where it's at. So can't do nothing there unless you got those control arms. But yeah, those were the previous alignment specs. And to talk a little bit on why I chose this setup, I know it's might be a little excessive camber for some of you guys. The reason for that is based on this setup is all because of fitment. I wanted the wheels to fit right, not hitting the lip of the fenders or whatever, especially on the fronts. If we take a closer look here, I don't know how far we can get under, but I mean, the front lip of the front or fender here, it's not too thick or too in, I guess you should say, where it would bump into the tire, especially going on dips and all that. But with that -3 is enough to clear that if you do go on some dips, because I'm not rubbing it all with the -3. I think if I had -2, it would be pushing it. You know, you're probably gonna rub a little bit here and there, unless you had your ride height adjusted. But for my liking, that's probably where that's gonna sit at. And then my rears, I have that rolled, so I have the fenders rolled on that, and then the where the camber is after that, it is what it is. But I'm not rubbing at all. I mean, honestly, I feel like I shouldn't need around -3 camber in the rear. I probably want a little bit less, just for that cornering aspect. If I'm correct, I mean that's how you should have that set up. A little bit more in the front and less camber in the rear. But overall, handling, I don't notice any really difference from -2 to -3. Maybe a little bit better on the corners when I'm on the highway, hitting those corners. I feel like I'm more planted, but it's really not much at all. And I feel like with this setup, it's kind of more of a track setup, if anything. But I'm not really tracking the car, so that's kind of how that is. This is all just for fitment as to why I'm running this alignment, or yeah, the alignment specs for that, for this matter. All right, now that we are back in the garage, we're gonna go over this tool right here, the TPMS tool. This is the AUTEL. I think it's MaxiTPMS, something like that. Yes. So opening it up, this is what you get. Got the device itself. This is like a pre-registration sheet, which I haven't done. You got the cord that'll plug into the OBD port and into the device. This one I haven't even messed with, but I think, I don't know if maybe you can plug it into the computer for that cable or charge the device, because it doesn't need to be plugged into work, but I'm sure you need to charge it every once in a while. So the reason for this tool is to basically reprogram your TPMS sensors, especially since I had installed some new wheels, and they did have new sensors in them. So what that's going to happen, or what's going to happen, is your car is going to, you know, it might not pop up right away as you install these new wheels with the sensors, but eventually you're going to have that TPMS light that's on your dash, and it's just going to be flashing pretty much the whole time until you get those reprogrammed, and the light would be clear. But I'm fairly new to this device. I haven't really gone through much with the features and what it all has. I simply just kind of did what I had to do to just get rid of the light. Whether or not I did it right or not, I mean, the light's gone. I'm not too worried about, I guess, knowing what the right pressure is and all that, because I think in order to program them, you want them set to the right psi for your tires. But I have no idea. I haven't really checked on that to really see what the psi is on my tires. But no issue there. If that does become an issue, I'll just reprogram it and figure it out once again. But we'll go ahead and turn this device on just to kind of show you some the features. So you're gonna simply hold it. It'll turn on. Simply, if this can focus, you got the TPMS menu icon there, and that's all you would click. So you're gonna click yes, or the Y here, to select that icon. It's telling me to register the device, which I haven't yet, but it gives you like so many times to use the device, so it tells you right there. Which I'll probably do that later. But so I'll click N for register later. And as you go to the vehicle types, you got all kinds of models or makes here, and so this is perfect, not just for the Subaru here. This will be perfect for any vehicle you have. And so, but anyways, I have a Subaru, so we'll select Subaru, click Y for yes, and you know, you have all your models there. So you'll click the WRX, and they obviously don't have the sub model for like STI or whatever, but it doesn't matter. It'll be the same thing since it's the same chassis. But you got the years for which one it'll go up to. They even got the newest one for the WRX. But you're simply going to do the 1322, since I have a 2020 STI. You would click yes. And then it's going to give you these options. What I chose, if I remember, was a TPMS diagnostics. So when you click yes, so right now it's gonna tell you to clear the previous data. I'm not gonna do that right now, just because I have that information stored. I clicked N right now, and this is what's showing for my the wheels. So I had that all kind of programmed, and I think those are what the pressure was on the wheels when I had programmed them. But anyways, to kind of simplify, if you were to clear that, it's gonna make you go to each wheel to program the sensor, and basically it's gonna store that data into the device itself. Right now I clicked N to go back, but anyways, once you do get those all programmed, it's a walkthrough process with the device, but it'll tell you to go to first the driver's side the front wheel, and then you'll go to the passenger front, and then passenger rear, and then driver rear. So once you get all that sensed into the tool, you'll simply plug in the device into the OBD port, and then after that, you would I believe it's still click on program sensor, and then basically once you do all that, it'll just store that device, and basically you're programmed, and then after that, it'll tell you to drive the car for like 10 minutes or whatever, above 20 miles per hour, just to make sure, I think. And after that, you're pretty much good to go. So it's not a bad process, maybe a 10-minute thing to do for yourself. And it's worth an investment. I feel like you can help your friends out, family members if they do get new wheels or whatever. The device also can also sense if maybe I think it's the sensor. Yeah, once again, if it does work, or if it's malfunctioning, whatever. So you could simply do that or test it out to make sure the sensors are actually working. Because every once in a while, I think sensors will go bad for the TPMSs. Also, I mean, or whatever issue is, even if you have the current TPMS sensors, maybe they just unlearned itself. You can simply, there you go, relearn it. Is that option there? And just do it all over again if you're having issues with your sensors. So it's a fairly simple device. I did follow a YouTuber or a YouTube video about kind of going through that process, and maybe I'll link his video in the description box, because I kind of followed that to kind of see how the process was, since he had the exact same issue or scenario as me with new wheels and new sensors. But yeah, simply if you were to turn it off, you just hold the red button until it says shutting down, and that's it. So pretty simple device. Not much to it. For the price range, I mean, this is a basic one. I think there's more or higher end ones, but for simply doing what you need to do, like just programming the sensors on these new wheels, this should be enough for that. So yeah, not too bad for the tool here. So that pretty much sums up the video. Check out the car once again. Nice clean setup, and I like how it's cloudy, so it's not too windy and all that. But that pretty much sums up the video on the alignment specs and that tool I'm using. I got a lot of ideas coming up with the new videos are coming out, so hopefully I can release more content, and yeah, just share with you guys basically my new ideas and the new things on the car. So let me know what you guys want to see, or if you have any suggestions or questions, go ahead and comment below. I have a lot of ideas on what I want to do, and topics for the next videos. The next one, I'm thinking about maybe doing an engine detail and how I do that, because this is pretty filthy. Haven't really touched it much, but now that the winter is pretty much done, I'll probably do a good engine detail. Because yeah, it's a little dusty, not too grimy, because I tend to wipe it down after all my washes. But after that, I also got some. I did a whole new setup here with my pressure washer. I decided to get a hose reel, if you can see it. Kind of mounted it. Kind of did what I can with what I got in the garage. I got a lot of clutter back there, but yeah, it tends to work out pretty well. And probably in the next videos or so, I'll go over that. Probably more detailed depth on my detailing products and what I use. So yeah, that's pretty much that for all that setup. But once again, go ahead, subscribe, comment, like, share the videos. I'll see you guys in the next one.